Hey guys, it's me Sam Nova198 again today, and today I'm going to be doing something actually I haven't done in a while. I haven't done a video like this in 3 years now. Holy shit, I'm thinking about it, because if I'm being honest, the last few years I haven't really been excited for video games that much as I have been like previous years like 2020 or 2019, and this year is the first time where I'm genuinely hyped for video games releasing. And 2023 is looking like it's going to be a pretty big year for games, and I've got a ton of games to look forward to next year. And there's a lot of them, and before I even say anything else, I want to say this real quick. These are games that are confirmed as far as I know for this year. Now, I wanted to wait to do this video. Hell, some of the games on my list are actually coming out in the next week or so. So, anyways, let's get it started with my top 10. Let's get into my top most anticipated games of 2023. Now, first off, I did put some honorable mentions. I'm going to read them off real quick. So, on my honorable mentions, I should say I'm not sure if all these games are going to release this year. Some of them may get very well delayed. Like, there was a game called Black Myth Wukong I was kind of interested in. It got delayed till next year, which, that's fine. And I want to say this, if any of these games get delayed on my list, perfectly fine. I'm not going to be mad about it. I'll be okay with it, because I'd rather have a finished game than a broken game. So, let's get into my list. So, let's starting off with honorable mentions. We got Hellblade 2, Senua's Saga. This has been kind of quiet in the last couple of years. There's really not been a whole lot of information, but I am really excited for it. I love the original, and I hope it does release this year. If it doesn't, that's perfectly fine. This is just kind of, I guess, a prediction for what's going to come this year. Next up is Stellar Blade. Now, this I think was originally Project Eve, and this one I'm really interested in. It kind of reminds me of Bayonetta meets Devil May Cry. Love those two series. I loved Bayonetta and I loved Devil May Cry, so I'm looking forward to this. Looks interesting. Not on my list. I still need to see more about it. Pikmin 4, it's set to release this year, but it could very well get pushed to the next year. We don't know yet. Next up is Assassin's Creed Mirage. I don't really know how to feel about this game because I didn't play much of Valhalla. I got about 5-6 hours in, but I'm just kind of burned out on Assassin's Creed. And I've heard this one's going back to basics. The world's going to be smaller. It's not going to be super huge or like it's going to take 100 hours to finish. I do hope it's good. Next up was actually a game originally on my most anticipated games list, and that was Street Fighter 6. This is coming out in June, and from what I'm hearing, a lot of people are saying the gameplay is fantastic, and it's gotten a really good reception for the beta. I would like to try it before it comes out. We'll have to wait and see, though. Next up is Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl. This is going to be the, I guess, next big Xbox One exclusive. It looks really damn good. It looks really interesting. I love the idea of exploring Chernobyl. It sounds really cool. The gameplay looks insane. Like, it looks hard as shit, too. And I really enjoy the Metro series, so definitely looking forward to that. Next up is kind of a more weird one, and that's SpongeBob and the Cosmic Shake. I've played a little bit of the SpongeBob Rehydrated remake, really damn good, and this one looks more of that, and I'm looking forward to it. Next up is Tekken 8. We haven't seen much about Tekken 8, but I am still looking forward to it because it looks really promising. And the last honorable mention is Octopath Traveler 2. It's not on the list because I didn't finish Octopath when I liked it. Played about 30 hours of it. I just did not get back into it. Alright, moving on to my top 15 now. Starting off this list is Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. I never played the first Warhammer 40k Space Marine, but this looks awesome. The gameplay we saw at the Game Awards looks really hectic, really chaotic. It just looks like a lot of fun. And I really want something that's mindless and fun, because I've been playing through Evil West right now to balance out God of War Ragnarok and other stuff I'm playing, but that game is fantastic so far, and I'm looking forward to this because it looks like it's going to be on the same level. Next up is a game I'm looking forward to, but I'm skeptical about, and that's Forspoken. It comes out next week. I have not played the demo of it yet. Maybe I'll play it this weekend when I have some downtime, but looking forward to it. It looks really, really promising. I hope it's good. I hope the characters don't get annoying, because I did hear a lot of people said the characters were the dialogue was kind of cringeworthy when people first played it, but I'm looking forward to it. It looks really cool. The open world looks really awesome. I just hope it doesn't get repetitive. That's my big thing. Next up is Dead Island 2. This has been a game that's been in development hell for a very long time, so we don't know if it's going to live up to the hype. And I'm curious about it. I'm interested. I'm excited. And it looks really promising. I just hope it's good. That's my big thing, because I think it looks promising. It's just, it's been in development hell for so long. We don't know what's going to happen with it. Next up at number 12 is Final Fantasy VII Remake Rebirth. This is Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2. I really loved Part 1. It did kind of drag out a little bit for me. I still really enjoyed it, but I think it dragged towards the end, and I hope that fixes the problem with this one, because I really am looking forward to it. I loved the 7 Remake Part 1, and I think this one looks like it's going to be a refinement of a lot of the things that worked and what didn't work in the remake for me. And I love the 7 remake, don't get me wrong, but I am very excited for this one. Number 11 is Alan Wake 2. I don't know if this is going to come out this year, similar to Hellblade 2 and some others, but this looks really promising. I love the first Alan Wake. It's really impressive action game. It's not really a horror game. I wasn't really scared, but I do think this is going to lean more towards horror, so I'm looking forward to it. Alright, moving on to the top 10 now. Now we're out of the 15 range, so now we're into the top 10 most anticipated games of the year. And my number 10 is Atomic Heart. This has been a game that's been kind of in a weird, I don't want to say development hell, but it's more of like, kind of been like, is it ever going to come out? And it seems like it finally is in February, and it looks really damn cool. Like, it kind of reminds me of BioShock, more Soviet Union BioShock, and it just looks really fucking interesting. I love the art style. I love the world, the guns, the gunplay looks really good. Really hoping it lives up to the hype, because this game will be one of my favorites of the year. Now, next up at number 9 is a game I'm actually kind of concerned about now, because there was a leak today that happened, and that was Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. This has been a game that's been in development for quite a while. We haven't seen much gameplay for it yet, which is another thing why it's not higher, because I want to see a full gameplay demo of it. And I do love the idea of playing the Suicide Squad. I just want it to be good. And that's my big concern for it. I'm hoping it's good. Please, I really want a new good Batman like S game. And I heard it's going to be the last performance by Kevin Conroy. Rest in peace, man. You're the homie. I love Kevin Conroy as Batman, so it's going to be sad. This is going to be his last performance. Number 8 is Resident Evil 4 Remake. Now, I actually have not finished the original Resident Evil 4, which I'm going to probably rectify soon when I'm done God of War Ragnarok and Evil West and Pokemon and Mario Rabbids. But I am looking forward to this. It looks great. The gameplay looks really refinement. There's a lot of improvements it looks like they're adding. Really hoping it's good. And yeah, it's coming out in March. Next game is a game I really want to be good, because I just played through this trilogy last year, and this is set to release next Friday. Now, I played through this series last year, all 3 of the main entries. Tried playing one of the spin-off titles, Ignition. Hated it, and that's the Dead Space remake. I love Dead Space 1 and 2. 3 was kind of meh. It wasn't terrible, but I think it was great either. But I'm looking forward to the Dead Space remake. I am really hoping it's good, because I would love more Dead Space games. So please just give us a new Dead Space, man. I really want to play this game, and I hope it's good. Please just be good. That's all I want. Next, number 6 is The Wolf Among Us 2. This is actually, again, another game that doesn't have a official release, but it is set to release in 2023. Now, I actually beat the first Wolf Among Us back in 2020 when the pandemic was going on. Like, I remember my buddy Chris was saying, "Oh, you gotta play Wolf Among Us, it's so good." And I did. I loved it. Loved the art style. Loved the characters. Loved the story. It was a great story, and I really cannot wait for the sequel. Hopefully, it expands more, and just has a great story like the first game. Now we're into my number 5 most anticipated games of 2023, and number 5 is Final Fantasy 16. Now, I was kind of like, oh shit, Final Fantasy 16? Like, when it was first announced back in 2020, and now it's finally releasing. It looks amazing. I love the art style. I love the setting. It looks so cool, and I'm very hyped for it. It's coming out, like, in summer, so it'll be probably a little bit after I finish Tears, another game on the list that I'm really hyped for. And I love Final Fantasy 15, and I loved the 7 remake, and it's going to sound controversial, I loved the remake of 7, but I did. I really, 7 and 15, but I really did. I really enjoyed those games. And now moving on to number 4 is Fire Emblem Engage. Another game I'm looking forward to. Is actually releasing this Friday, so I love Fire Emblem, and it's more Fire Emblem. and I like what they're doing with it. I really hope it's good. Now, moving on to number 3 is Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I was honestly shocked that Jedi Fallen Order was as good as it was. It was a game that I did not have high expectations for, but I walked away loving it. Respawn blew me away. It was a fantastic game that really helped bring Star Wars games back from a really shitty cycle of bad games. And this game looks fantastic. I love the character of Cal, and I love the cast and crew. I love the crew. They've crew more than the crew in Rebels. There, I said I love the crew of the Mantis more than the Ghost crew. Which the Ghost crew is great, but I love what they did in this game, and I really want Jedi Survivor to expand the world. The combat looks fantastic. Gameplay looks amazing. And graphically, it just looks beautiful, and I hope we get an idea of what's going on, because it seems like the team sort of split up after Jedi Fallen Order, so we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, Jedi Survivor is my third favorite game of the year. Moving on to number 2 is a game that is set to release in the fall, but it could very well get delayed, like I've said, and that's Spider-Man 2, Insomniac's Spider-Man 2. Now, I actually replayed Spider-Man on PS4, Spider-Man PS4 remastered for the PlayStation 5, and I love that game. It got better with age, and it's one of my favorite PS4 games, probably one of my favorite games of all time. Absolutely love that game. Great story, great combat, and I really hope they expand more with the combat that they brought into Miles Morales' game, and the Spider-Man based PS4 game, or the Spider-Man, just the Marvel Spider-Man, and follow Miles Morales. Hope they take what worked in those two games, just bring them together to make an awesome game, and I think it could be so fucking good. So now, yeah, number 2 is Spider-Man 2. Ironically, it's set to release in the fall. If it gets delayed, that's fine. Now, number 1 is my most anticipated game of the year, probably my most anticipated game of recent memory, and that is The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I still remember seeing that E3 demo or E3 reveal back in 2019 and being so shocked by how cool it looked. Like the arts, like it looked like they were expanding. The world was gonna get darker. Like the corpse, it looked like of Ganondorf. We don't know what that was, but good lord, am I excited for it. Then we got more snippets, and we're left kind of wondering what's going on. I love what they're showing so far, but I just want to see some more gameplay, because it is going to be probably my game of the year if it does come out this year, and I cannot wait for it. And yeah, so Tears of the Kingdom is my most anticipated game of the year. Anyways, let me know what games you guys are looking forward to down in the comments. I'll see you guys next time, and goodbye.